I want to ask you something uncomfortable. Have you ever truly known that something was right decision and still not done it? If you answered yes, you have experienced what psychologists call the intention action gap. And in Nigerian real estate, it caused bias more than fraud, more than bad agents, and more than rising prices combined. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why your brain is working against your land buying goals and exactly how to override it. My name is Solomon Charles and I represent Bluesystem Property Dev Ltd. This video is unlike anything I have ever recorded and unlike anything you have ever seen on a Nigerian real estate channel. Because today, we are not talking about land documents, we are not talking about locations, we are not talking about payment plans, we are talking about your brain. Specifically, the 4 psychological biases that cause intelligent, capable, and financially ready Nigerians to delay, avoid, or abandon land purchases they know are right for them. Understanding these biases is the single most powerful thing you can do for your financial future. Subscribe and let us get into it. Bias 1. Status quo bias. This is the psychological tendency to prefer the current state of affairs over any change, even when the change is clearly beneficial. In land buying, status quo bias sounds like this: I am fine for now. Things are okay as they are. I do not need to do this yet. Here is the brutal truth about status quo bias in Nigerian real estate. The current state of affairs, money in savings account losing 20% to 26% of its real value every year. It is not fine. It just feels fine because it is familiar. And familiarity feels safe even when it is not. The research on status quo bias is unambiguous. People consistently choose familiar over unfamiliar gain. They prefer the certainty of a bad situation they know over the uncertainty of a better situation they do not know. This is why people stay in jobs they hate. It is why people stay in cities that no longer serve them. And it is why Nigerians keep saving in accounts they know are losing value, rather than converting those savings into land that will grow in value. The antidote to status quo bias is not willpower, it is information. When you can see clearly in numbers, in data, in documented outcomes that the current state is worse than the change, the brain resistance weakens. Which is exactly why I create content like this. Not to pressure you, but to give you the information that makes you the right decision feels as familiar as the wrong one. Bias 2. Loss aversion. Loss aversion is one of the most documented findings in behavioral economics. It states that the pain of losing something is approximately twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining the equivalent thing. In land buying, loss aversion sounds like this: what if I lose my money? What if it goes wrong? What if the documents are fake? What if the value does not appreciate? These are legitimate questions, but here is what loss aversion does to them. It amplifies the imagined loss, the fear of what could go wrong, to be twice as emotionally powerful as the documented gain. The evidence of what consistently goes right, your brain experiences that fear of losing 5 million naira on a bad land deal twice as intensely as it experiences the potential of gaining 3 million naira in instant equity on a verified pre-launch purchase. Even when the documented probability of gain is significantly higher than the probability of the loss, If the investment is done correctly, your brain weighs them disproportionately. The antidote to lose aversion is not courage, it is due diligence. When every verification has been done, when every document has been checked, when every claim has been independently confirmed, the imagined lose becomes highly improbable and the documented gain becomes the dominant reality. This is why at Bluesystem Property Dev Ltd, our verification process is not just about protecting your money, it is about quietly quitting the parts of your brain that is working against your decision. Bias 3. Present bias. Present bias is the tendency to give more weight to immediate costs and rewards than to future ones, even when the future ones are significantly large in buying land. Present bias sounds like this: I need this money now for something else. The benefits are too far away. I will invest when my financial situation improves. Present bias is why people consistently undersave for retirement, why they consistently delay medical checkups, and why they consistently choose the immediate comfort of keeping their money over the future benefits of investing it. The immediate cost of a land deposit feels very real. 2.5 million naira leaving your account is a present, tangible, emotionally significant event. The future benefit of owning land worth significantly more in 5 years is abstract, distant and emotionally mooted by comparison. Your brain weighs the present cost as more significant than the future benefit, even when the math clearly says otherwise. The antidote to present bias is to make the future concrete. Instead of thinking about land appreciation over time, calculate the exact naira value of your investment in 5 years. Year 1, 5 million naira. Year 3, 8 million naira. Year 5, 12 million naira. Year 10, 20 million naira plus. When the future benefit is expressed in specific numbers, it becomes less abstract and the present cost becomes easier for your brain to accept. Bias 4. Social proof paralysis. Social proof is the psychological tendency to look to the behavior of others as a guide for our own behavior. It is why we eat in crowded restaurants, why we read books on bestsellers list, and why we feel more comfortable buying land when we know others are buying. Social proof becomes paralysis when nobody around you is buying land, when your peer group is not investing in real estate, when your immediate community does not have a culture of land acquisition. In that environment, the right decision, buying land, feels wrong because it lacks the social validation that your brain is looking for. Here is what to understand about social proof in land buying. The people who build generational wealth through land are almost never the ones who waited for their peer group to start first. They are the ones who acted before the social proof existed and become the social proof for everyone around them. Be the evidence for your own community, not the person who waited for evidence that never came. So how do you override all 4 biases? Here is the 4-step framework. Step 1. Make the cost of inaction concrete. Calculate exactly how much the silent land thief is stealing from you every month. When inaction has a visible price tag, status quo bias weakens. Step 2. Reduce the perceived risk through verification. When every document is checked and every claim is confirmed, lose aversions has nothing to amplify. Work with a verified real estate company that does this for you. Step 3. Calculate the future in specific numbers, not vague appreciation. Specific Naira values are specific future dates. When the future is concrete, present bias loses its grip. Step 4. Find your social proof. If your peer group is not buying land, expand your reference group. This channel for our clients, these stories of people who have already made this decision, make their outcome your social proof. Your brain is not your enemy. It is doing exactly what it was designed to do, protect you from loss, change, and uncertainty. But in the context of Nigerian real estate, those protective mechanisms are costing you more than they are saving you. At Bluesystem Property Dev Ltd, our entire process is designed to work with your psychology, not against it. We provide the verification that quits lose aversion, the information that override status quo bias, the specific numbers that defeat present bias, and the documented outcomes that create the social proof your brain is looking for. Contact us today via www.bluesystemproperties.com or WhatsApp us at 091-6126-5029. Smart investors, do well to like this video, share it and subscribe. At Bluesystem Properties Dev Ltd, we build trust and we deliver value. Thank you for watching. Remain blessed.